John could be for a chain. When you meet a gent, paying all kinds of rent for a flat, acre flat in the Taj Mahal. Call it sad, call it funny, but it's better than even money that the guy's only doing it for some dough.
Guys and Dolls, for all of its problems, has often been called the most perfect musical ever written. Even though it hasn't got that Rodgers and Hammerstein sort of smiling happiness, wistful happiness, it has all of these great components, and it's got a solid story, and it's got singable music. On stage in this production, we have some freshmen who have never done a show before. We have many different majors represented: music majors, communication majors, history majors, and some theater arts majors. We have faculty members, we have staff members. Obviously the collaboration with the music department is a great fit, but then to also have a vocal music instructor, Dr. Ken Bohannon, playing one of our principal singers in the role of Benny Southstreet is fantastic.
Benny Southstreet and Nicely, where there's these bumbling sort of crap shooting, gambling goofballs who, you know, just trying to make a buck any way they can. And so we have a lot of fun talking about how a guy gets a doll, you know, and all that stuff. And it's kind of, we clown around a lot and have a lot of fun with it.
Remember your back up, down, upstage hand, upstage hand. Working with Sarah has just been a joy. She's got a beautiful voice. She's got a natural sense of the stage and of story. She and her family love performance and love music, and this just really is a story that she can get her hands into, that she's far enough away from being who this character is to really get to act, but understands her very much, and she has needed very little character guidance to play Sister Sarah.
I play Sister Sarah Brown, who is the leader of the mission in New York City on Broadway. And I really want to convert all these gambling sinners and just change their lives and make them follow. We have a song called Follow the Fold, so, you know, follow the fold or the God, and change their ways. And throughout the play, she falls in love with a gambler, and a lot of different things happen, and she's trying to cope with falling in love with someone that she doesn't want to fall in love with, and then trying to save her mission. Well, I've never done a musical, like been a lead in a musical before. I've been in a chorus, but the sets are different, and they're changing, and they're like just big, and working with all these different people, different music people and theater people. I've usually only just worked with people that are just theater people, not really singers, because I'm a singer. And so it's just a bigger production, and there's a lot of people in this cast, and it's a lot of hard work, and we work longer hours than we normally would just because it's so big. But it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. It's probably one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
You go out of right already. I call a policeman. All right already. It's true, so new, so soothing.
She is a magician. She is wonderful, and I have given most of the rehearsal process to this point has really been in her hands. That the backbone of this musical is the music, and having the music be beautiful and having it be accurate, and taking a group of students who also are not singers and this collection of people that I've talked about and pulling them together into a chorus that is unified in its sound and is balanced and is understandable from the stage has really been magic to watch her work with them. She is not only working as our choral director for the musical, she is also coordinating all of the orchestration and playing in the orchestra for the show.
As the music director, I've really been doing two things preparing for the show up to this point. The first thing is we meet twice a week and we rehearse with the singers. And in that rehearsal, that's a day rehearsal, Tuesday, Thursday day, and then in the evenings we've been meeting to block the show and do additional rehearsal. And then in addition to that, I've been meeting periodically with the orchestra. We'll have an orchestra of about 17 in the pit. So that's been our preparation so far.
Talk about another gift to me. I am so blessed to work with such a group of giving, professional educators. Miss Emily runs a school here in town, and she and I met each other years ago working on the ArtScope summer camp offered by the Chickasha Area Arts Council. And Emily was the dance teacher and I was the theater teacher. She has come in for the last 5 years as an adjunct instructor. She has pioneered the beginning of our dance curriculum for the theater arts program. She teaches a variety of dance classes. I have never once proposed something to Emily where she has said, no, we can't do that. That she's just a natural at picking it up and running with it.
Well, for Guys and Dolls, I look at some other theaters that have done it. I've seen this show before, so that helps with my experience. I try to find Broadway pieces of the show to just look for inspiration. We talk about the scene, what is involved, what the characters are doing. Katie usually does a setup of in and out of the scene for me, and then I just brainstorm on what steps I think would be good and go with the music.
I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, though it beats me all to heck. Beats me all to heck, how will Everton the farm, Everton the farm, when I want to keep my arms about you. About you? About you. The cows and chickens are going to the dickens. 'Cause I love you, a bushel and a peck, you got your pretty neck I do. Doodle-little-little, 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 do. Goodbye now. Doodle-little-little, 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 do.
There are rats in the theater. There are rats in the theater. This has become the sensation of this show, and it was a brainstorm by Martin Redding. Martin has been our scene shop manager for more than 5 years now. When we started talking about Guys and Dolls, I watched his eyes light up and he said, there's a sewer scene in New York. And I said, well, yes, there is. And he said, there are rats in the sewer, aren't there? And I said, yes. And he said immediately, wouldn't it be neat if? And I could see it coming.
We purchased the rats last October, so by the time we do the show, they will have had at least 4 months in training. With the rats, the first thing we had to do was socialize the 4 of them. They were babies and they didn't like humans at all. The rats are only going to appear for just a very short period of time, but I think it'll be something that will add to the overall enjoyment for the audience.
For the people all said beware.
All said beware.
All said beware.
All said beware.
The scuttle of the ship and the devil will drag you my head. Fancy time right now. Get close, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We're rocking the boat.
It's fun, it's entertaining, there's lots of good music, and there are some good vocal sounds.
There's a lot of people from USAO, the community, there are different professors that are here. It's a really fun show, it's a family-friendly show. Everybody is really enjoying doing it. If you like singing, if you like acting, you'll love it both. The storyline is really fun and easy to follow along with, and you can just enjoy our energy on stage.
What's at the core of this story was Damon Runyon's discovery that people who are completely different from one another, if given the reason to get to know each other, will change each other's lives. And when they adapted his stories into this musical, that flavor of being in a New York that was a meeting place of different ethnicities and immigrants and different social classes, somehow we were going to find the angle that put a little money in all of our pockets. The musical theater gives us a happy ending, but that it's really nice to have a couple of hours where at the end we can sing together about doing the right thing and doing it because of somebody who has come into our lives.